So it is Black Friday and I have a handful of great deals for you to check out today. This is part 2. I did a part 1 about a week ago, so you can go check that one out if you want to see some other gear. But here today, we're going to focus in on some more high-end gear that I think is just ridiculous for the price. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about today is the F38 quick release system by Ulanzi and Falcam. So this little quick release system I've talked about hundreds of times across many of my videos because I absolutely love it. I have one of these little clips on every single camera that I own. I use it for all my cinema rigs. I put it on all of my tripods and all my monopods. I love it. So Ulanzi were actually kind enough to sponsor today's video to highlight a few more of their products that are currently on sale. Now, if you don't know what this is, it is a quick release system that you can sort of quickly attach and detach your camera super fast from anything. The basic plate has some threads on the bottom that you can attach it to whatever you want, but they also have things like backpack clips where you can just attach your camera quickly on and off your backpack if you're out hiking or traveling. Or they also have a fantastic little travel tripod which is in collaboration with Coman. This is the Zero F38, and this little tripod is super small and super quick, and it's got the F38 built in. The head on it, at first I wasn't quite sure how it would do for video, but the panning of the head is actually very smooth. Now, it isn't a fluid head like designed for video, it's probably more for photography, but I think it would definitely do the job. And also the whole thing can rotate 90 degrees, which is really cool for vertical shooting, which I think is fantastic. So if you're going out and doing any sort of astrophotography, you need a good little travel tripod for any sort of landscape travel stuff. I'd highly recommend checking out a lot of Ulanzi's quick release systems. They are fantastic and I absolutely love them, and I think I've bought 8 of these before they ever even reached out, so big thanks to Ulanzi for sponsoring the video. Next up, let's talk about some cameras on sale. The one that I have in front of me here is the Nikon ZF, and this is currently on sale on Amazon. It's only $100 off, which isn't a massive amount of savings, but what I would say is this camera is my favorite camera that I own. Specifically for photography. For video, it's still very good, but for photography, this camera is so good. I love the photos that I've been able to get out of this camera. It just renders a really pretty, solid image. Not only that, but I can also put all of my Sony lenses on here with the Megadap adapter, so that's just fantastic. Also, Viltrox have an adapter, and it's currently on sale for only $80 right now, so I'll link that down below as well. But this camera, just the feel and the vibe of it is so good. And I know it's a little bit older now, but any deal that you can get on that camera is great. And if you don't want to shop used, because you can probably get a better deal on it used, but if you don't want to shop used, then getting this for, what is it, $18.90 something, so almost $1,900 I think is a really good deal. And the next thing that surprised me was actually over on B&H's website is so many of the Blackmagic design cameras are on sale right now. For example, the Blackmagic Pixis 6K is $3,300 down to $2,300, $990 off, which is a crazy sale. The Pocket 6K G2 is down $300. The original Pocket 4K is $200 off, bringing it below $1,000, which is kind of wild. The 6K Pro is $524 off, which for some reason brings it back down to its original sale price. We'll talk more about that in a second. But especially things like the Pixis and stuff are fantastic. But one of my favorite things about B&H is oftentimes when their cameras go on sale, the used prices on B&H go on sale as well. They also drop along with the rest of their cameras. So there is a used Blackmagic Pixis 6K for $2,100 right now. $2,100 for a Pixis is an unbelievable price, and I'm going to have to try not buy that so that one of you guys can snag it. The 6K G2, there's one for $1,498, and the 6K Pro, you can find one for $1,470. That is an insanely good camera for $1,470, and it's probably the Blackmagic camera that I have the most experience with, and I absolutely loved using that camera. So do check it over on B&H at their cameras, but also check their used section, because buying used on B&H is great. I've never had a single issue buying used on B&H, so I'd highly recommend going and checking them out. Next up, let's talk lenses. These are some of my new favorite lenses. These are by Thypoch. Thypoch? We'll go with Thypoch. And these are their Simera C lenses. They sent me 2 of them. There's a 75mm and a 28mm, but they also have a 21, a 35, and a 50, I think. There's 5 to the set, and they are incredible little lenses. I think they're really lovely. The image quality that comes out of them, I think, has this perfect balance between like sort of vintage and stylized, yet also very sharp and detailed. I think you could definitely use these on both kinds of shoots, which is pretty rare. And normally they're about $1,000, and I think they're down to about 800 and something, depending on which mount that you go for. Now, what I would recommend is actually picking them up in M mount, which is Not particularly common, but the nice thing about M mount is that you can adapt it to any type of camera. The M mount can be adapted to all of the mirrorless mounts, as I believe, and Thypoch actually have adapters for all of them, and they're locking adapters. So I have one on this camera here. You can see it has this locking system, kind of like the PL system, and the lock on this is very, very tight. I will say that the first time I was getting it on, it is very tight, but once it's on, it feels like it's part of the lens, which is nice. Some of the cheaper adapters that you can find online, they have a little bit of play in them. So once you get this mounted, it really does feel like it's just part of the lens. And again, I'll let the images speak for themselves because I'm actually really happy with how these images turned out. So the Thypoch lenses are on sale. I did see one of their bundles at the moment is like $7,800 down to like $4,500 or something like that. So I definitely recommend going and checking them out. Now those are my favorite spherical lenses, but as far as anamorphics go, Blazar are actually having a big sale, I think across their entire website. I'll put up on the screen here so you can kind of see what the deals are, but the Blazar lenses are so fun to use. Now they are not clinically sharp, they are not like scientifically the best, but the look that you can get out of them is really fun and really, really nice, and I kind of love it, especially this 33mm. So I bought this 33 about two months ago. This is a 33mm Remus, and I love the look that comes out of this lenses. So just in the last week or so, I did end up buying the 65mm as well, to sort of go along with it. This will be my pairing for now. I'm going to try just using these two for a bit, but I love this 33. So the images that come out of it are really, really nice. And again, they have a sale across, I think, all of their lenses. So if you only have a camera that's 16:9 instead of open gate, go with their Mantis series, because those have the appropriate amount of D-squeeze for a 16:9 image. Or if you can film an open gate, then you got more options. So anyway, just figured I'd let you know because I absolutely love these. Again, I love the footage that I got out of them. I think they look really good, and I figured I'd let you know that they're on sale right now. And lastly, I want to talk about Sony cameras on sale. This is going to be a bit of a ramble. Sony, if anybody from Sony is listening, I hope you take this well. I am a Sony guy. I am shooting on my Sony FX30. I love Sony cameras. Sony, your pricing at the moment is wild. It's crazy. There are cameras, I mainly focus on the APS-C line of cameras right now. That is like the FX30, A6700 and ZV-E10 Mark II. I saw a big ad online that the ZV-E10 Mark II is on sale. It has $100 off, but it's still $100 more than the original MSRP of the camera. Same with the FX30, it's got a big sale on right now, but it's back to the original MSRP. And same with the A6700, and same with quite a lot of the other cameras. I think the only one that's on a bigger sale right now is the A7R5, which that does look like a pretty good deal, and the A7 IV, but everybody's kind of anticipating the A7 V coming out very soon. So, I don't know, Sony, I love you. I want to love your cameras, but it's really hard to recommend them right now whenever the prices are so much higher than all of the competition. And I think especially as someone who focuses on beginner equipment, a lot of this isn't beginner equipment today, but usually I focus on beginner equipment. There are better options for beginners right now, and I want you to win. Like, I want you to bring out just a killer beginner camera under $1,000 or something affordable again that we can get excited about, because it's been a while. So anyway, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy Sony cameras. I love Sony cameras. I'm just kind of sad that the sales right now are kind of pants. So that's all. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, or maybe even subscribe as we continue to build this channel. I appreciate all of you for doing so, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.